Hi everyone, my name is Oksana. Welcome to Yes It's Russian, and in today's video lesson we're going to be talking about the gender of the Russian nouns, and in particular how to establish the gender of the Russian noun, and we'll talk about one gender in particular, which is the feminine gender of the Russian noun. We'll learn what are the endings of these Russian nouns, which help us to establish this gender, and we'll also learn some of the exception to the general rule. So I also highly encourage you to watch one of my previous videos, one of my lessons on this theme as well, which is dedicated to the nouns corresponding to the masculine gender. I'll link to this video in the section below the video, so please watch that as well. And now let's start with our lesson for today, and we'll just to remind you again that there are three genders of the Russian noun. We have three big groups, which is masculine, female, and neuter. They are just a formal notion, that is just a specific grammar form that these Russian nouns can be divided into three groups, and they do not have any specific meaning to it, just important for the correct grammar. So these genders can be established by the nouns ending, and masculine gender nouns end in consonants and the letter H. Female gender nouns end in the vowels A and Ya, and the neuter gender nouns end in the vowels Ye and O. So let's talk about the general rule that helps us to establish the feminine gender of the Russian nouns. And if we look at the dictionary form of the feminine gender nouns, dictionary I mean that this form can be found in the dictionary, like the word that you see when you open the dictionary. And when you see that the dictionary form of a noun ends in the vowels A, Ya, or also has these endings like soft sign and Ya and Iya, then you'll know that these nouns are of the feminine gender. But in the dictionary that will be also written for you, so that you don't have to think and doubt yourself. So it's always very easy just to check in the dictionary and you'll be fine. And let me give you some examples. The examples for this are mama, mama, mama. You can already guess that means mom, and it ends in a, and of course it is of the feminine gender. Then we have машина, 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 meaning car. It ends in the vowel R, so the word машина, the noun машина, is of the feminine gender. Next we have some examples of the words ending in ya, which is неделя, 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 meaning week. It ends in the vowel ya, so it is of the feminine gender. Another example is статья, 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 meaning article. It ends in soft sign plus ya, basically in ya, but so that you will not be confused, I also pointed out that this ending with the soft sign works for the rule as well. So статья is of the feminine gender. Next we have familia, 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 meaning surname. It ends in iya, iya, and it corresponds to the feminine gender. Then we have Россия, 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 Россия. It is Russia, the country, and it is of the feminine gender. There are some exceptions, of course. So I already told you in my video on the masculine gender nouns that there is a huge group of the Russian nouns ending in the soft sign, and they can be divided into three genders. Some of them can be of the feminine gender, some of the masculine gender, and some of the neuter gender. In the video on the masculine gender noun, I've given you some examples on the nouns ending in the soft sign, which correspond to the masculine gender. And here I'll give you some examples of these nouns that are ending in the soft sign, but they correspond to the feminine gender nouns because they basically represent natural feminines, like feminine notion. And these are, for example, mat, meaning mother, and an in the soft side, and it is of the masculine gender because it represents a female person. Next we have dodge, meaning daughter, and an in the soft side. Again, it represents a female person, so it is of the feminine gender as well. Another example is that there are also nouns that ending in the soft side, but they have also some specific endings, which is zn, ost, есть, and s, and they correspond to the feminine gender. Not all of the nouns that you'll see ending with these consonants will correspond to the feminine gender, but there are some of them that do. And the only way for you to know for sure is, of course, to check the dictionary, but here I'll give you some examples and you may already learn them by heart, so that it will be easier for you when you encounter them in your further studies to already know that they are of the feminine gender. And so these examples are first жизнь, meaning life. It ends in the zn, you can see zn, so it is of the female gender. Next we have месть, meaning revenge. It ends is есть, and it corresponds to the female gender. Next we have кость, it ends in ost, meaning bone, and it also corresponds to the feminine gender. Next we have новость, meaning news. It ends in ost, and it corresponds to the female gender. If you've watched my previous video on the theme, which are about the masculine gender nouns, you know that there are some exceptions to the general rule that helps us to establish the masculine gender nouns, is that some masculine gender nouns can end in a and ya. So the only way for you to know for sure again is to consult with the dictionary to make sure that you do not make any mistake when you are establishing the gender of the noun, because a lot of things are based on the noun when you build your Russian sentence. So if you established the gender of the noun incorrectly, so the whole grammar of your sentence will be ruined, like it will be incorrect. And it is very important to know the female of the gender, the gender of the noun, because it influences the grammar forms of other parts of speech that are present in the sentence. So it is very important, and please please take your time and to learn this rule, and don't be lazy. Please check the dictionary whenever you are unsure. So that's it for today's lesson. We'll talk more about this gender theme in my further lessons. We'll have to talk about neutral gender nouns, as well as nouns ending in the soft sign, it is a very important type of nouns in the Russian language, so I'll make a separate video on them as well. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to not miss out on the further video lessons. And please support my channel with your likes, and if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the commentary section down below. And please stay safe and good luck with your studies, and I'll see you in the next video.